Hello everybody and welcome to Outside the Box Soaps. Today I'm going to be doing a special custom bar that was requested by a client, and I am calling this a therapeutic bar because there are a lot of oils that I've not used before in soap that are therapeutic in here. So what we're going to be working with today is aloe vera oil, avocado oil, castor oil, coconut oil, hazelnut oil, milk thistle, rosehip oil. We have some honey, some goat milk. We are going to be scenting with orange essential oil, patchouli essential oil, and there is also another essential oil in here, helichrysum. I hope I'm saying that properly. I don't know. But that is a therapeutic oil, and it's also fragrance. So first thing first is, you might be saying, why are my oils white? One of the things that I've added here is zinc oxide, and zinc is another way that we can use white in our soap making. So instead of using titanium dioxide, you can also use zinc oxide, and it has some added health benefits. It also can act as a sunblock. If you have ever seen lifeguards on the beach or people on the beach with all that white stuff on their nose, that's zinc oxide cream, and the reason they're doing that is to try and prevent sunburn. So I'm a little nervous because there's some stuff in here I've not used before, but I've done some research. It doesn't look like anything will accelerate my soap. You may be noticing there's a little bit of froth in here. I did stick blend just the oils because there were some powders and the honey, and I wanted everything to get really nicely incorporated. So I did stick blend just the oils, but I haven't added the lye water yet. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And my design today is going to be sort of an ombre. It's going to be a tiger swirl. And I'm going to be using a dark blue, a lighter blue, and white. So those are the three little colors. It's not much of an ombre, but it's a bit of an ombre. So, all right, ready to get started, and let's make some soap. So I'm going to strain my lye water before adding it, because I did put some silk in here. Silk proteins are quite nice. And this is a big batch. This is my goat milk recipe, and it is a really big batch. So I've got a backup mold here just in case I need that. Now I'm not going to do a whole lot of pulsing here. I am just going to try and get this to emulsification, mostly through stirring. I don't know that there will be any issues with some of the new oils, but just in case, I'm going to try and avoid them, because if I need it to be thick once I've added my color and my fragrance, then I can always stick blend it a bit. But you know, once you reach that thickness level, you just cannot go back. And I've seen some videos done by Elaine, I think it's Elaine Wright. She does a lot of very intricate swirls, and she stirs like this to incorporate everything. So this is what we're going to try to do, and I'm going to pulse it a little bit more. Burp that blender. It's actually a little harder to tell if it's emulsified because of the white. Usually you can see the oil colors rising up, but so let's see. I think we're doing pretty well. Just seeing a couple little loose pieces in here of powder that I want to get out. Okay. All right, so I think we are ready for colorant, and if you watch my videos, you know that I am the world's worst sloppy pourer. So I'm going to put you on hold while I separate this into 3 and get ready to do my coloring. Okay, so be back in a second. Okay, so now we're all mixed up, and we don't want to break the batter, so I don't want to do too much more mixing. I don't know if you can really see the difference on here between these blues. Yeah, you can. All right, it shows up in the camera. Now, my white is not white despite the titanium dioxide and the zinc oxide, and that is because of the goat milk. So, you know, we typically get that reaction with goat milk and lye, and it's kind of hard to get a true white. But I have found that sometimes it will cure out whiter than it looks. So I'm hoping that that's what's going to happen. So the next thing we need to do is add our fragrance. And I will tell you, I'm a little scared because I had a bad experience with patchouli oil once, and it just froze my soap up like crazy. So I'm hoping that this patchouli will behave, and we'll see what happens. So here goes nothing. Try and split this up 3 ways. And again, I am going to start because this has orange. Now this got really yellow. Ugh. So I don't know. It still could cure out whiter, but I think it's still a lovely bar even if it doesn't. It's so hard to tell sometimes, you know, with these things. And the oils were very orange. It's lightened up my light blue a bit. Let's see what it's done to the dark blue. Hasn't really impacted the darker blue too much. So let's get that all incorporated. And right now, don't want to jinx myself, but it looks like it's behaving. Yeah. It's very fluid, very fluid. All right, so maybe I'll give everything just a quick stick blend, and then we'll start our pour. Enough for that. Okay, that's enough for you. And last one. Okay, because it's starting to thicken there, so I'm just gonna leave that one go. And let's get pouring. So we're doing a tiger pour, tiger swirl. So we're going to start with dark blue stripe right down the center, and then I'm going to go in and I'm going to cover that one up in a lighter blue down the middle. And then we're going to go with our white-ish. We'll call it white-ish for now. Down the middle. And then we're going to go back and we're going to do it all again. So dark blue down the middle. A light blue down the middle. And then a white down the middle. Very loose batter. I'm happy. I'd rather have this than a big freeze. Don't like freeze ups. Oh, spilled a bit. Not unlike me to be sloppy. Okay, so we did dark. Now we'll do light. And then we'll do our whitish. So I know this is kind of boring probably for you, so I'm going to pause you. We'll bring you back when we're all done with the pours. So here we are, and what often happens is the opposite of what I expect. So I'm glad we didn't get a freeze up, but the batter is still very loose. So I actually don't even want to take this and pound it down yet, because it's so loose that, if you can see, I'm afraid it's going to jump right out of the mold if I try to pound it down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it sit a little bit. I didn't want to fill this mold all the way to the top, because sometimes the bar comes out big, and a couple people, I know we like to do big bars these days, but a couple people have said that they're hard to handle. When I made them in here before and I filled it all the way up to the tippy top. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let this sit a while. I'm going to pound it down, and I will come back and show you the top. I'd like to use the little scraps that are left in my bowls and do some decoration, and maybe even a mica drip. We'll see. But I will come back to you when we're ready to go forward with that. Okay, see you in a bit. So now we're ready to do our top, the favorite part, right? Because it's all in here, we know it worked. I get to do a little creative stuff. So I am going to take a spoon and do a little bit of spoon design here, I think. I have drizzled the rest of what was left in the containers on the top, of which, by the way, there wasn't very much left. So, but it's enough. It adds a little color variation, which is what we want. I'm going to do some spoon designs here. And then I have to really fight myself, because I have some really nice Caribbean blue mica, but since this bar is for a man, I'm sorry, Caribbean blue glitter, but we're going to have to forego the glitter this time, and it is also a natural and therapeutic bar, so I don't think we need a lot of cosmetic glitter on top. But what I am going to do is I'm going to just do some mica drizzle drips here, and then I will go through with a skewer and try to do a little bit of designing, just to give it some interest in addition to the peaks and valleys that are in there. Excuse me. We'll see how well that works out in just a moment, so stay tuned. All right, so let me get my skewer, try to do a little bit of curling here with this. Looks like there's a little blob on the tip of the skewer. Just put some lines in here and there. Doesn't add a whole lot, but just a little bit of panache, if you will. I think it adds just a little bit. And by the way, this fragrance combination smells really good. It's patchouli, orange essential oil, and the one that I always forget the name of, helichrysum. If I'm saying that right, I hope so. So Kim, if you're watching, it smells great. It turned out to be a very nice combination. So I'm just going to clean up the edges here, put this baby to bed. I am going to gel it because I would like the blues and whites to really pop. So I'm going to wrap it up for the night, let it rest, and we will be doing cutting hopefully tomorrow. Although this was kind of thin, so I'm not sure. I'm going to have to see how it goes. It may need an extra day. I would put it in the refrigerator, but I really want the colors to gel so that they look vibrant and we get a nice, really eye-popping bar. So, all right, folks, I will be back when this is done, and we'll show you what it looks like, and we'll see the cuts and the final pieces. All right, see you in a bit.